And today we draw Matthew Lillard as William Afton in 4 different styles. But that's not all. Today I'm going to give you an in-depth tutorial in alcohol markers and in color pencils. But first, let's just showcase the original William Afton himself, Matthew Lillard, in all his horror glory. This is a supercut of all of the shorts that I did 2 years ago, and I think that this came out absolutely awesome. I really didn't want to change much, so I'm just putting it all together as an awesome video for you to see his portrait come to life. All in all, this side took me, I'd say, roughly about an hour and a half to do because I really wanted to make sure the portrait had all the attention to detail, make sure all the hairs were in place, but make sure that the eye had that quality of life that gives realism that realistic touch. But now, we're going to head on to the purple guy, and here's where the tutorial for alcohol markers comes into place. Now I'm going to show you 2 different styles to do here, but we first need to establish the light source. Now if you do not have all markers, then this is something you can do with just one marker, and this is by working from one side to the other and wrapping the color around the surface. If you just pull the color across just one time and keep layering across and across and across, this is how very quickly you're going to get a very simple alcohol marker blend. Now, for a little bit more sophisticated way of doing things, this is where you're going to need multiple colors. You see, there is a reflective highlight, so that is actually not going to be as dark as everything. Your darkness area is going to be slightly above it. Then we take our midtone and we pull it across. Now, these circles are quite big. I would never try to blend something this big. I'm going through this really fast. This whole section took me about 5 minutes. I would never take this little time to work an area. I would take a lot more time. Alcohol markers take significantly more time to handle the blending, but we want to make sure that we bounce back and forth between all of our colors to blend them out nice and smooth. And that's what you can see here. I like to feather a lot of my colors across the top and then use other colors to blend them out. You can do whatever style works easiest and best for you to get the most values of colors that you like. If you only have a couple of colors, then go with the first choice. If you have the ability to use more, then I highly recommend to use more colors to layer them on top. It gives you a much better vibrancy and you will get a much better overall image. But it's all about what we have and what we can afford. Now I have to admit, does this look like the purple guy or not? Or is this better as we turn him now into Spring Bonnie? And this is where I want to go over my color pencil blending. And that's mainly because, as you can see, I start to add color pencil here over the top. Similarly to the alcohol markers, we are going to have the same type of light setup and the same type of reverse highlight setup. And that's pretty much to give some continuity to what we discussed earlier. Now, the most important thing is if you do not have all the sets of color pencils, this is going to be similar to the alcohol markers. If you only have black, white, and a main color like green here, then you're going to basically want to layer down your green in a very light motion across the entire thing first. And that's just basically get down your base tones across the entire image. From there, you can press progressively harder and develop more and more color. You can push the blacks and whites more and more to develop the 3-dimensional effect that you want. Now, I'm going through this very, very quickly. Most color pencils, like you'll see in the second half, take exceptionally long to get the 3-dimensional blends. This is more of just a quick highlight to give you at home a better understanding on how to use color pencils. And if you do not have quality color pencils, perhaps all you have is Crayola pencils, then something that I can recommend to help you get better blends and better coverage is to use a colorless alcohol marker or use an alcohol swab. And basically, that will help to thin out the color and spread it more evenly across. It'll break down all the waxy plastics that are in the color pencil and help to blend everything across the page with significantly less effort. And now on to the advanced side. Now, something I want to showcase is that we do not use very long swooping strokes, and we have to identify where the highlight in the middle is, because a sphere is going to have a lighter section roughly in the top right corner if the light source is coming in from the right. I am not scribbling very fast back and forth. I'm using tight-knit circular motions. And I'm also going to add my middle tone down here, as you can see. Then I'm going to add in my reflective highlight, which is roughly about the same as the top highlight above all the other image. Then I go in with my darkest image behind, and this is where all the blending does occur. This is painstaking. Color pencils are not for the faint of heart. They take an exceptionally long time to blend. They take an exceptionally long time to map out everything and get that wonderful swoop of color across your page. But if you have the time and you have the patience, you will get amazing results. And this is just a sphere. It's a very big sphere, but this is just something to showcase that I want you to see how well and how much time it takes to get these realistic three-dimensional blends. But you can also do this too. And that is why I want, when people say, hey, you do so much better than I, that's false. It's just about time spent learning. You will get there, you will get better, and hopefully if you try these little tips and tricks, you will get better too, and I would love to see what you create with these tips and tricks. This is the one thing that I do love about FNAF drawings, is you get to apply a whole bunch of different mixed media here. As you can see, with all the little line work and then the alcohol markers and paint pens, you get all these wonderful textures that interplay, and it just makes for a really cool, new, fresh image. But now we're going to do Springtrap, and I love Springtrap as a design because of everything that we've talked about. You can add color pencils, paint pens, alcohol markers, everything, and it will come out really well. There's dark darks, there's light lights. It really, as a design, is one of the coolest concepts of a design. I, for one, cannot wait to see what they do with Springtrap in the second movie, how they evolve the way Springtrap will look, because I cannot think of a design that will surpass it. And if you like the way this came out, then YouTube will think that you're absolutely going to love the video that's popping on your screen now. So thank you so much for stopping by, and as always, everyone, I shall see you all in the next video.